And I remember just feeling like that for a very long time, for a very long time. So I felt like it's been like that my whole entire life. Like I just finally like realized it, you know.
How has swimming sort of helped you get out of that? And even if it's not swimming, what type of things have helped you to get out of that mental funk?
I say swimming has definitely been like that number one thing for me. There's just something about it. Been like when I get in that water, it's just me. It's just me. That number one thing. It's just the waves around me. I don't have to hear the voices of everyone else around me. I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna do when I get home. I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna do when I wake up the next morning. If I'm gonna everyone else around me, I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna do when I wake up the next morning. If I'm gonna everyone else around me, I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna do in that moment. Worry about what I'm gonna. I'm here when I wake up. Water. If I'm gonna do what I can. And it's just, it's so beautiful, like just hearing the waves around you when you're swimming. It's like about when nothing else matters. When I wake up, literally, like if I'm in the water, I'm gonna do what I can. Anything. Like when I get in the water, like when I wake up the next morning, if I go as hard as I possibly can every single day, just to see how far I can go. And it's crazy because with everything in life, like outside of swimming, just to see how it was never that important. Like I didn't really care about like school and be like, oh, I don't like I want to see how far I can go in math class. Like, it's not interesting. I want to see how far I can go in English class. Like, no, I don't really care. I want to see how far I can go in history class. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck about World War II. Like, sorry, but like, I don't. Like, you know, it's like this was the only thing that I had for me. You know, this was literally the only thing I had. That's the only thing, you know, that's like where I can put everything in and just be like, all right. Like, it's the thing about me in swimming is just like, if you're like next to me or something, it's like you're gonna stop, bro, or I'm gonna fucking die. Like it's either gonna go that way, you know. It's like I don't know. It's I love it, man. I love it. It's something special and something very unique about it. I just think that like a lot of us are just so all over the place, you know. It's like we gotta focus on a thing, something that we love, something that's like. And if you can't find something that you love, you know, find something that's meaningful to you. That's what I think is very important. Is find something that's meaningful. Everything is art. Everything you do is art. I mean, think about it. Filming is art. It's art doesn't gotta be pictures. It doesn't gotta be whatever. It doesn't gotta be a statue. It's something that you do that is so beautiful that no one else can do. You know, that's art. And it's like this is mine, and I can do this in this way better than you can. You know? I feel like that's what I feel like. It's, not everything is in art. It's just about like I said, pictures and stuff like that. You know, it's I feel like that's what even the stuff you do when you wake up in the morning, pictures and stuff like that. You know, teeth in the morning. You know, your whole life is art. You know, pictures and stuff like that. You know, is art. At the end of the day, you know, you're just painting your picture. You're painting your portrait. Your portrait. You know, trying to finish that out and see how and you know even then art takes a long time to develop, right? It's not something that's 30 seconds, oh, boom. You know, if you spend hours and hours on develop, right? Beautiful. If you spend years and years on it, it's gonna look beautiful. And see how, and so that's what. If you spend hours and hours on it, of course, it's gonna look beautiful. Much more than just and see how small things. You know, it's everything.
I appreciate you.
Got you, of course. That was cool.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, it's everything.
Right on. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but I hope that message was able to shine through. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce the next artist. Please give a warm welcome for Lina Liu.
Yes. Thank you, Sadiq, for the introduction. And hello, everyone. My name is Lina Liu. I go by she, her pronouns, and I am a recent graduate of the class of 2020 from Mills College in East Oakland, and I am a resident of Oakland. Slide. And the way I found out about Bridges Fellowship was through an email, and I decided to sign up for it, and I'm very glad I did. And I enjoyed trying new things, and throughout these 3 months, 3 or 4 months, it's actually felt longer than that, actually. I learned storytelling techniques and video making and different terms and video making lingos or storytelling lingos such as manifesto and lower thirds, and these are images of me in a pageant in Stockton this year at the Miss San Joaquin County Pageants, and my talent here was playing the flute, and my video will be about breaking pageant stereotypes. Slide, please. What I learned at BAVC was like what I've mentioned, how to formulate a story, how to make short films, and how to edit videos through Premiere Pro. Ever since I came to Bridges as a novice filmmaker, I always had an open mind to learn new things and what goes on behind the scenes. I have learned so much through these amazing instructors who have worked diligently, even during a pandemic, despite the pandemic, I should say, to offer assistance to us, help us in our projects, and career aspirations. I am extremely grateful for this opportunity, and I appreciate every one of the BAVC instructors, staff, and fellows. And I hope you enjoy my video called The Invisible Crown.
When I was 16, I wanted to do pageants, but I didn't think I had the talent or the looks for it. And now, since I'm 27, I do want to do pageants because it looks a lot of fun and it could build your confidence up.
Being in pageants, there wasn't anybody that looked like me. I originally started competing as a teenager in Wisconsin, so finding a Chinese American that competed was highly unusual. But when I saw Crystal Lee be first runner-up for Miss America, it really inspired a sense of hope within inside myself. And it assured me that as a Chinese American, I too could hold a position in leadership, hopefully as Miss California, Miss America. And it really set the precedent for my competition goals. She's such a good role model, and I love following her journey to Miss America and after Miss California.
What would you say to someone who thinks pageants are really superficial competitions?
If someone came up to me and told me that pageants are superficial, I would want to take their hand, sit down with them, and tell them my journey in pageantry, especially in the Miss America organization, which is a scholarship competition.
One misconception about pageants is that they are focused solely on outer beauty. And though pageants do celebrate things like physical fitness and healthy eating habits, pageants are also about community service, about the performing arts and friendship.
So cultural pageants are especially interesting because they have such a colorful history. Miss Chinatown USA was first formed because Chinese women weren't allowed to compete in Miss America. And in a culture that's traditionally been patriarchal, where men often assume leadership and power, whether that's in the family or in the government or in the community in general, I'm really thankful that such a program exists for Chinese women who would otherwise not have such opportunities. I see it as a Chinese community gathering to invest in young Chinese women, which I'm immensely grateful for.
What makes cultural pageants so different is the focus on history and culture. The pageant is a 2-week commitment, and a lot of that time is spent visiting family associations and village associations in Chinatown. And I love this part because it's fascinating being able to meet the elders and enter these buildings and see all the photos and artifacts from years past, like in the late 1800s when Chinese people first immigrated to San Francisco. It's a bit of a time capsule of such a monumental time in Chinese American history when Chinese people were discriminated against for being Chinese.
Are all pageants beauty pageants? It kind of makes me think of the movie Miss Congeniality, where you see Sandra Bullock say, "It's not a beauty pageant, it's a scholarship competition." And as funny and comedic as that bit is, it's actually pretty true. For example, Miss America is one of the largest scholarship providers for women in our nation. And there's so much more to pageants than just being a pretty face. These women are intelligent. Our current Miss America, she is a scientist. That was her talent for her competition. And also, again, like interview, and also our social impact initiatives are a huge part of being a title holder. A lot of times on TV, we see shows like, say, Toddlers and Tiaras, where it's just about the glitz and the glam. And it kind of takes away the substance behind the women who are involved in pageants. And a big part of pageants is, 1, having interviews, 2, having a social impact initiative, at least for the Miss America organization. So these women who are competing are doing fantastic things in the world, and sometimes that gets missed by these misconceptions.
And thank you for watching. I don't know if it was just my internet lagging on my end, but I hope you enjoyed my video. And this was filmed mostly through Zoom. And up next, I am proud to present the next fellow, Kailyne.
Hello everyone, thank you Lina for your film. My name's Kailyne Sarmiento. I have just a little collage I made of some things I enjoy. I'm a Filipino American, I'm an ethnic studies major, and I enjoy expressing myself through art. Next slide, please. So, my experience in the Bridges Fellowship has helped me realize the future in media making and become familiar with the media production processes, which was very fun because I was just a one-woman film team. Like, I had to think like a producer, a writer, an editor. So I kind of got a feel of what areas I might enjoy if I'm looking to work in like a big production team. I also learned to sharpen storytelling skills and become familiar with technical terms, which I really appreciate, because with film and video being something I've always had an interest in, And a lot of what I had already known just comes from me teaching myself. So I just feel like the possibilities are endless now that I'm better at articulating what I might need when I create in the future. And I also learned to become motivated to bring the knowledge that I've learned to help my greater community beyond the Bridges Fellowship. Next slide. And most importantly, the Bridges Fellowship has helped me by providing me with resources to grow as an artist. And when I say that, I really think about how the pandemic has really been a difficult time for me creatively, and just being able to come to class for 13 weeks with such an amazing group of people just made me so excited to just create art, because everyone was welcoming and just affirming with how much we enjoyed our filmmaking process. And so now I'm ready to show my short film. It's called Like Sounds Underwater. And so first off, I'm hard of hearing, and I have been hard of hearing since I was 5 years old. I have sensory neural hearing loss, so this is just a very short film that's a personal narrative in which I transform and take away energy from me being so hard on myself and thinking that I'm weird for my differences to embracing it. And yeah, I just wanted to show this because, I mean, we live in a society that hasn't fully understood deaf or hard of hearing people. So I feel like for us, it's pretty hard to get to know ourselves. And yes. Why am I so complex? It's like I'm some strange creature. I hear things like they're underwater. I can barely understand other people, let alone myself. Because of that, sometimes I want to disappear. I can't be like this forever. Maybe there's nothing wrong with being a creature. If my life is like hearing things underwater, then maybe I'm just a mystical, magical mermaid. Okay, thank you for watching my film. Up next, I would like to introduce Janelle.
Hi everyone. I hope you guys can hear me good. So my name is Janelle, and my film is about sustainability, specifically in the fashion industry, and who pays for it, and at what cost. Next slide. So a little bit about me is that I go to UC Berkeley. I'm a freshman. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to major in, but film is definitely in the spectrum. Also, I have two of my favorite films on here. We have a 1950s really white film, Singing in the Rain, and I love it because it was one of the first movies I've ever seen that was in the 1950s, and the music and the musicality, it was just phenomenal. Um, and I've liked those types of movies when I was younger. But as I've grown older, I've gone to explore really Chicana culture in film, which brings me to my other favorite movie, Real Women Have Curves. I've really come to appreciate how awesome representation really is. Um, and I'm a Bay Area native, and I'm an overthinker. So that's that. Next slide. So some things, key things I learned in BAVC. Number one, sound is the glue to your video. I never gave sound too much of a thought when it came to film. I sort of thought it was like music, dialogue, maybe some Foley. But it's so much more than that, and it's so intricate. And I loved how I got to explore really what it means to edit with sound. And also, one thing that I took away from the instructors is don't wait until someone gives you permission. And that in the sense that you don't need like an internship at a like renowned studio to get the yes as to like you can start now making whatever film you want to. So yeah, you don't need that weird validation that a lot of people seek. Next slide. And then just like a quick thank you to all the instructors and everyone who was in BAVC. I was not the most confident person when it came to sharing my stuff out of fear that I feel like I think that my films are going to be different and not in the most positive way. And I just want to thank everyone for being a part of that journey. And it was awesome to see everyone grow.
Hey, yo, y'all can't stand
So
right
here I
here.
am. It's a Thursday afternoon, and I just finished my vegan noodles with my vegan smoothie, sitting in a vegan sweatshirt. Yeah. And I feel like buying clothes. So I type in jeans cheap because I have a job and it's minimum wage, but I don't treat it as such. And so I spend as such. It would be hypocritical for us to do that. And so we are going to type in sustainable jeans because we want to be ethical, right? We don't want to be hypocritical. I spread around a little too... Yeah, that's the price. I spread around a little too much that, F this, F the fashion industry. They're so unethical. They pay their workers basically nothing. And I'm confused because if buying sustainable is ethical, then why can't I afford it? Why is it not possible for someone like me to buy sustainable? I feel like I should be. Does that make sense? I feel like I should be. And again, I'm confused because I want to buy, heck, maybe some green Nikes. I've always wanted some green Nikes. And I've also been watching a lot of Euphoria. And Rue's sweater, I want it. I can't tell you why. And I feel like it should be around $15, to be honest. And A24 out here sold it for $8,000. Why is that relevant? Because they can do that. And this goes back to my point of how is that ethical? It's not. You're buying a product because of the hype. For the amount of cash that you are willing to spend. So, to tie it all together, my point is that I want all these things, and people can afford to buy them expensively, made ethically or not. And for someone who is not privileged financially like that, they don't have a choice. They cannot buy ethical. So it should be right. And you can look at Amazon and they offer extremely cheap prices. And here's me being very confused on what to do. Do I go for the cheaper price or do I be ethical and buy the more expensive product? I truly don't know. I don't know. I'm so lost. And there is a lot of information about the fashion industry, and the way that society tends to play it out is that the blame goes on the people. If you're not vegan, you're contributing X, Y, and Z. If you eat meat, you contribute to the CO2 emissions. And the shift here should be blamed on not me, but corporations, people who have power. And I eventually give in because I can't afford to buy sustainable. No one can. I don't know anyone who could buy sustainable, really. And this sweater does make me happy. But at the expenses of who? And how did it get into my hands?
Hey, yo, y'all can't stand right here. In his right hand was your man's worst nightmare. Loud enough to burst his right eardrum close range. The game is not only dangerous, but it's most strange. So rhymes like dimes. The one who knows to keep cash and brag about the broken time.
Woo! Thank you, everyone. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Up next is Clarrise.
Thanks, Janelle. I definitely learned a lot from your film. So hey everyone, my name is Clarrise. A little bit about my experience and my BAVC experience. I'm currently a city college student in San Francisco, and BAVC is my first ever experience with anything film related, so this was like my first ever film. And funny story, the night that the application was due, I almost didn't apply. I had this like horrible feeling in my gut, and I thought it was like a message from the universe not to apply. Turns out it was just anxiety. So I'm super happy that I applied and had this amazing experience. Next slide. Okay, so at BAVC, I learned everything from how to tell a good story to post-production. On the right, you'll see like all the things I used to make this entire film on my phone. So I used an app called Dolby On for my audio, Filmic Pro, which gives you way more options for your iPhone, and then I used Premiere Pro to edit. But beyond the technicalities, I also was able to learn how to build a community and to really trust my gut with filmmaking. Next slide. With that being said, I definitely couldn't have done this without my amazing cohort, mentors, and instructors, so definitely a huge thank you to you guys. Next slide. And then finally, my film is called Everything I Wanted to Say. It's a poetic short film that is super, super personal to me and almost acts like a therapeutic artistic outlet. So yeah, thank you all for sharing and experiencing this part of me.
my physique on day 21. Pounds may seem little, but it's also because I gained muscle.
Dumabaka. It rings in my ear like the way Mama used to pray the rosary. 1 Our Father, 3 Hail Marys. I'd pray and I'd pray, from my arms to thin, skin to bleach, praying that one day God could hear the ringing. Does he hear me? Does he see me? My life is not meant to be perfect. I am perfect. Neglected sadness, neglected cravings for someone's ears, for someone to hear me, understand me, see me, for someone to love me, to give me permission to love me, to tell me what I'm feeling is valid. The music I listen to is valid, clothes I wear are cool. The makeup I wear makes a man want to penetrate me. Do you want to penetrate me? Is that all I'm for? Do you see me? Understand me? Would you understand if my stretch marks went pink? Deeply engraved, would you bring it to my grave? Will my marks stretch farther than the box you've put me in? Do you see what I am beyond? Do you love me for what I have to offer, for what I am? I have a fear of being unseen, so I stay hidden beneath the smirks and giggles to shadow my cries and pleas. When a shadow cries, does it make sound? Do you see me?
So thank you all for watching. Lastly, we have Rhea.
Hey everyone, thank you for that, Clarisse. That was an amazing film. Hey everyone, so my name is Rhea. I'm the last fellow of the night. I would just like to thank everyone for staying this whole way through. We're almost there. We almost made it. But a little bit about me. So I am a Bay Area local. I was born in San Francisco, but I grew up in Berkeley. And then I went back to San Francisco to attend SFSU, where I got my bachelor's in English literature and also broadcast and electronic communication arts. I love video editing. I think it is the best part of the whole production process, no matter what anyone says. I really do like it. It's like just completing a puzzle, and I love puzzles. And if anyone want to know, I also can't whistle or swing. Next slide, please. So, my experience with BAVC. So, being involved with the British Fellowship was an amazing opportunity. It was the push I needed to continue my creative craft in a time where I felt unmotivated to do so. I met outstanding individuals who shared the drive to tell stories from new perspectives, which inspired me to tell mine. Like everyone else said, this cohort is amazing. Through meeting all of them, even if it was in a virtual space, I could just feel this connection. And Jackie said yesterday during our last class that from the get-go, we all had this emotional pull and we were just so honest and so vulnerable with each other. And that, I think, is exactly what we all needed in order to tell all of our amazing stories. So thank you for that. Next slide, please. So my short film is called Philia. It is an honest and in-depth look on how I view friendship. I explore my understanding of friendship and share thoughts I've yet to say out loud. I give insight on what my friendships look like through captured moments in time. I define friendship through my eyes. Please enjoy. When I was younger, my dad gave me a book called The Book of Friendship. I remember flipping through the pages and looking at the pictures. Honestly, I never truly read through the whole book, but one page in particular always caught my attention: the 10 Commandments of Friendship. As a child, I agreed with what it said, like, I will not forget my friend's birthday. I will not ask anything of my friend that I would not ask of myself. But now, I wonder to myself, is that what friendship is? Is that what being a friend looks like? What even is the definition of friendship, and would my definition be different? Growing up, I was always surrounded by representations of friendship that I saw on television and in movies. Whether it was Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, or even the Land Before Time dinosaur crew, they always seemed to be having fun and going on different adventures. It all looked so inviting and like something I wanted, and I did have it. Then, as I got older and I started to watch more mature content, I began to notice the other side of friendship. The arguments, the sadness, the fallouts, things I didn't want but still experienced. But let's stop for a moment. Now, what is the definition of friendship? Well, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, friendship is the state or relation of being a friend. Interesting, but I knew there was more to it than that, so I did some more research, and I found Aristotle's definition. He said, friendship is said to be reciprocated goodwill, with friends wishing well to each other. After reading Aristotle's definition, one of the first people I thought about was my older brother, Lorenzo, or as I like to call him, Kuya. If I'm being honest, I think my first real friendship was with him. When we were kids, we did everything together. We played with each other, we stuck together at family parties. I mean, we definitely annoyed each other and fought, but at the end of the day, we were friends. We knew there was always going to be someone there to hang out with. Of course, things changed a little when we entered high school and we started doing our own thing, but now that we're in our mid-20s and we don't see each other as often, I see that friendship we had when we were kids re-emerging and adapting to our adult lives. Other friendships I think of include 3 close friends of mine whom I've met at different points in my life: Barbara, Marielle, and Jamie. For a bit of background, I met Barbara when I was 11 in middle school, I met Marielle when I was 18 at a summer job, and I met Jamie when I was 22 during my last year of college. Throughout my friendship with them, I learned a lot about what being a friend looks like. But I wondered what they would think, so I decided to ask them.
Friendship it's family you choose. Because it's like a room full of like people that you feel uncomfortable with, and then one person that you do feel comfortable with.
I think it's kind of just human nature to want to experience things with other people, and also just having the support of others, like while you're going through like good or bad times, it just amplifies whatever moment you kind of go through.
Well, because I don't like to put rules on friendship, because I feel like with friendship you don't need like a guide. It's just like natural. And if you do have a guide, I feel like you're putting too much pressure and it could ruin friendships.
I want to be proud of my friends, not because it makes me feel a certain way, but like I want to be able to like celebrate you and be confident in that, and not be like always having to defend you when people are like questioning who you are and stuff.
Once I became friends with them, they helped my growth because I became more, not only like more compassionate to other people, but I noticed more compassionate to myself too.
And I've learned that real friendships, you can be so mad at your friend, but if it's like a real friendship, you'll come back.
I don't mind if the friendships are tough, because I end up learning things. So I guess like if I end up feeling kind of conflicted in the friendship, that's okay too. It's a learning experience.
And I think that that's what friendship has taught me, that you have, if you care about like the relationship that you have with that other person or with like your group, if something is like wrong and you know it with your friend, like you need to be there.
That's what friendship is. It's not just like, how could you make me a better person? It's like, how can I also help you?
Whether they know it or not, Barbara, Marielle, Jamie, and so many others have helped craft my perception of friendship. Not a book, TV show, or movie, but rather the experiences I share with each of these people. It's all those deep conversations that turn into insane laughter, the small annoyances that don't break the strong bond, and the buildup of trust that leads to moments of vulnerability. That's what friendship is. It's choosing someone to be in your life knowing you can be your true authentic self without fear of being judged or put down. And somehow, you both help each other become better versions of yourselves.
Thank you, everyone.
Wow. We made it. We did it. Fellas, we got through 13 weeks. You screened all your films. I'm very proud of you all so much. I want to open it up to the audience. Unmute yourselves again just to give all of our fellows another round of applause. It's been amazing. It's so amazing to see that so many people stuck it out, even though it was definitely an hour more than what we had scheduled. So I appreciate the audience and the support that we have here in this community. And I hope that you can see how special these fellows are. Let me share my screen. We've got a couple last slides and then we'll let you go. But again, thank you all. Let me present. Okay. So what I was going to do if we had time is that we were going to actually have like a handoff of certificates virtually, but I'm going to email them to you all. So just be on the lookout for that in the next couple of days. And hey,
that's me. I'll go so fast. Obviously, we have an incredible web of BAVC people, and we're so lucky that we now have all of you. Here's how the rest of you can stay up to date with us. Follow us on Insta at BAVC Youth. We're on YouTube, YouTube/BAVC, and then you can email youthprograms@BAVC, and you'll reach Jay and I. Thank yous.
Sweet. So there are so many people that have been a part of this whole process. Like it really couldn't have happened just with one person. So I want to thank the youth programs team, all of the Bridges instructors who were so phenomenal in getting our youth to learn more about the video production process and experience. Thank you to all the BAVC staff. We had a lot of technical support on the back end to check out equipment, make sure students had Adobe Creative Suite licenses, things like that. So thank you all who were involved. Shakira Rifos from CFI Education helped put together a couple of film screenings for our fellows. Kara Petros, who is in the background has been so phenomenal. She works with Dolby Laboratories, and she made this experience possible on BlueJeans. So that's why we were able to see crisp and clear video and audio because we're using Dolby's platform essentially. So round of applause for Kara, especially like behind the scenes making things work. Thank you so much. Lee, Kaguri Kabui, Allison Lau, they were all career panelists a few days ago. Anita Stokes, also from Dolby, gave some feedback to some of our students. Jordan Nguyen, as Fernando had mentioned before, was a guest speaker. Christina Eisen gave feedback for the Bridges Fellows rough cut critique. And thank you to some of our partners, California Film Institute Education's team, one of our funders, DCYF, Department of Children, Youth, and Their Families, the Kimball Foundation, Bothin Foundation, the Youth Leadership Institute, and again, thank you so much to Dolby Laboratories. Can we give a round of applause for everyone? And I'm going to end it off with the quote from Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Places You'll Go. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. As I mentioned yesterday, this is not the end. It's next time. And I put this vision board as the last clip because we worked on this yesterday, and it's just envisioning what they want 2021 to look like, what they want their future to look like. So as you're departing and all that stuff, take a look. We'll keep this up and we'll have the room open just for a couple more minutes. But thank you again for joining us. It's been amazing. Love to you all.
So much love to
Thank
everyone.
you, Jay.
You did it, Jay.
Great job, everyone. Awesome job.
Yeah,
great
definitely gonna
job.
talk
Amazing.
to y'all soon. Like, I'm not just logging off and saying goodbye. Like, we'll talk to y'all.
Yes, definitely.
Everybody tap in. Don't we all have each other's like numbers and stuff like that?
Yeah, contact information is still up. You'll have access to the Google Classroom and all that good stuff. I can't promise that. Oh, say that again?
Oh, sorry, I was just saying it's in a spreadsheet somewhere.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Where is that? We gotta find that, bro.
I don't remember. I actually don't remember exactly what.
I'll send you a spreadsheet.
Right on, right on. Yo, congratulations to everybody. You guys' films were beautiful. This was so great.
Everybody treat themselves this weekend. Like, do something for you because this is an accomplishment, and I'm proud.
It is, definitely.
We
did it, y'all. We did it.
It's like I don't want to hang up.
I don't want to hang up either. Oh my God.
Okay.
Maybe we can put together a Zoom either before the year or in the new year. Does that sound all right?
Yes, 100%. We have to do that.
Yeah.
We have to do that.
Oh, New Year's celebration. Ooh, I'm down.
Okay.
On virtual, of course. On virtual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Verify.
Thank